Okay, good afternoon. This is Kianga Ellis. This is episode 9 of my vlog, and I am working from home today. I am working. I am at home, and I just had to come before you to address, I think, a very important topic, which is tone on Twitter. Maybe I could call it tone. I think it's a really interesting kind of space, place, really. It's really become a place. I feel like even in the last 2 months, what's the word for it? The dynamics is not the right word, but the sensibility is definitely not the right word. But what I'm talking about is this sort of culture, maybe, and that's even not the right word, but just the feeling, okay, for lack of a better word, just the feeling of being on Twitter, I think has shifted a little bit recently. For those who are, really engaged, I feel like it's the other place where I live. I mean, I really can say that. And if we are connected at all on Twitter, you may have noticed that I tweet a lot. But what I think is maybe a challenge, it has to do with tone and the difficulty of communicating tone in these sort of microblogging situations, and especially as one moves beyond kind of just sort of sharing updates or news stories in a slightly impersonal way. And when you're somebody who engages others and you're really sharing your opinions and your views, and you're really using Twitter like a chat room, or kind of like hanging out in the living room or the kitchen, around the dinner table, there's definitely a huge portion of people on Twitter who really use it in that way. And along with that goes some risk of offending, of being taken the wrong way in terms of your communications. And I think I've come up with my own code, or my own rules, or my own approach, as it were, to what it means, or what it will mean for me to be a public person. I mean, all of us are now kind of public figures in our own little world. I had somebody I was speaking to about in the internet, for the chapter that I wrote for the Bronx Museum AIM publication, about how the internet has impacted the art world. And he said, with Twitter, you can become famous to 15 people, which I don't know if that strikes you as funny, but I thought it was incredibly funny. It's kind of a riff on Andy Warhol's famous statement, in the future everyone will be famous for 15 minutes. So, now each of us gets to be famous to 15 people, but we are really famous to those 15 people. And so thank you, Ed Winkleman, for sharing that really funny but very insightful quip about Twitter. But in that, I think, there's a danger. There's a danger of alienating people by being, maybe particularly forceful in your point of view. But this is what I have to say to anyone out there who is just participating in the dialogue, enjoying this great new space that we have to meet and engage and share, is to not take the exchange too seriously, in respect of how people might respond to you. I think especially if you know that you are a decent person, and you're not out to malign anybody, or you are operating from a place of generosity, and just goodwill, then be confident in what it is that you have to say, and stay confident in what it is you have to say, even if the whole world is against you. And I think it's really important. I mean, it's not going to be a good place if it's just a place where everybody's saying yes, yes, oh, that's wonderful, oh, you're wonderful, oh, I agree with you. I seek out views that are different from my own. One of the reasons I really enjoy being part of the arts community is that it absolutely forces me to be around people whose views are very different from my own. They're, from even the most personal, fundamental views on belief in God, for example. You know, and then of course there's politics, and there's just so many areas of possible tension and disagreement. But I think to remain open to people, regardless of their points of view, especially if they can communicate respectfully, and maybe that can be there can be some dispute about whether our communications are respectful. But I think the way forward is to give people the benefit of the doubt. Don't back down if you have something to say and that's your point of view and that's how you feel about it. And if people don't like it, well, the beautiful thing is you can always unfollow me. So, and you could always offer that advice to somebody who really has a problem with you on Twitter. Say, well, sorry you feel that way, or I'm happy you feel that way, and you're welcome to unfollow me anytime. So I just say, kumbaya, people in the Twitterverse, just, relax. There are bigger problems in the world than our little spats on Twitter. Okay, that was really just too much talking, but anyway, episode 9, it's a wrap. Thanks for watching.